You want to pack up and leave some days. But I'm too determined. I'm not going to give up, and I'm not leaving. This is our home, and we've worked for it, and I'm not leaving.
We've had the hell beat out of us. We've had the National Guard in. We've had helicopters flying all over us. We've had our people's faces beaten in with rifle butts. But I'll tell you right now, if it takes 18 more months, we're still going to be out on that picket line until we get a contract.
It's a long fight. It might be, we don't know what the end might bring, but it's been worth it because they've made us, to show us that we are proud Americans and that Phillips Dodge didn't take away our dignity.
This issue and every issue like this anywhere in the country is a national issue. The workers will not be put down. The workers will not give up.
Union! Union! Union!
This struggle is between a company and its union workers.
The sun comes up in Arizona. It shines like copper on the town. We stand together on the highway like soldiers on the battleground. This is our home and we're not leaving. These are our jobs and we won't go. We stand together for our unions. This is our work, this is our home. The company men drive down the highway. Their heads are stuffed with angry plans. They take the jobs we work to build here and leave us all with empty hands. This is our home and we're not leaving. These are jobs and we won't go. We stand together for our unions. This is our work, this is our home.
The company is the Phelps Dodge Corporation, one of the world's largest copper producers. The workers are from 13 different labor unions. Workers, like anyone in a typical community, working hard to make a living. The setting is Texas and Arizona at 5 different Phelps Dodge copper operations. Copper operations owned by one of the nation's most notorious companies. Notorious for denying its workers their rights.
Labor haters, they've got a long record. They've got a long record of marching unions in boxcars in 1917 and dumping them and their families out on the desert. Bitter strikes, a lot of hunger, a lot of broken families, and a lot of blighted lives as victims of the Phelps Dodge Corporation. They're known for their labor-hating tactics.
Throughout the company's history, the unions have had to struggle every step of the way to make gains most American workers take for granted. Phelps Dodge has never settled on a contract with its union workers without provoking a strike. The company also has a record of hiring non-union labor to keep its production up during union strikes, a move which is demoralizing to the permanent union worker.
Well, it's been hard, it's been tough, it has been cruel, let me tell you that. Because, it hurts badly, to see other people, crossing the line to get our jobs. And especially when they come out, shaking their paycheck, and saying, hey, fools, look what I got. And we believe that that's just about the cruelest thing that we can get. And that's what hurts the most.
The struggle began in the summer of 1983 during negotiations for a new contract. Recognizing the tough economic times Phelps Dodge was experiencing, the workers were willing to take a $2 per hour pay cut and other benefit reductions to keep their jobs and keep the company going. But the union's offer to compromise wasn't enough for Phelps Dodge. The company wanted to solve its financial problems on the backs of its union workers, workers who had created the wealth of Phelps Dodge for many generations. Phelps Dodge made its objective clear. At whatever cost, they wanted to get rid of their union workers once and for all. Phelps Dodge didn't want to continue caring about workers' safety, pensions, and cost of living increases. But this strike was different. So shortly after the legal strike began, the company hired strike breakers without making any commitments or contracts or compromises with them. And not only did the company give the union workers jobs away, they created a police state to break the spirit of the copper strikers.
They can turn us back. We are the Union.
Johnny! If you beat on him, my little kids, you beat on my husband.
He's as safe as anybody's here.
You guys didn't even come down here. If you wouldn't have came down here, there wouldn't have been no trouble.
They beat us and they gas us. They drive us through town. But they can't keep us down, we are the Union. No club can break our spirit, no shield can turn us back. No force can change us now, we are the Union.
As far as Phelps Dodge is concerned, we think that they want to weed us all out. Well, those days are gone. If you ever saw that film, The Salt of the Earth, we are not peones any longer. Most of us have college degrees, and I think we'll fight it out. It's not like way back where I could picture ourselves, with their foot on our necks, I think we can fight a little bit more. We're proud people, and we're going to stick to it,
How you doing? All right. Good years,
Instead of breaking the union workers' spirit, Phelps Dodge's ruthless tactics only strengthened the solidarity of the copper strikers.
America's workers cannot be cheated of what they have struggled so hard to win and what they have so dearly earned. We do plan to win, and we do intend to win, and we shall win.
I worked for the company for 29 years, and I feel that the only reason we can go back is on a decent contract.
The way we feel is that we have to fight for what we already gained over the years and not just giving in just like PD wants us to.
We're gonna go fight in there, and we're gonna, when we go back in there, I'm gonna go with my head high, I won't have to lower my head and not look at this guy because I don't want to, I'm ashamed of what I did and that, and it's just like anything. If you want to have anything, you got to fight for what you want or for what you believe.
The copper strikers have continued their struggle against this global corporation because the source of the workers' strength is much greater than all of Phelps Dodge's wealth.
We have a long tradition of being union. We've been in the union since 1940, around the late 40s, right after the war is when mine mill really became a strong union in this community. Because of the union tradition that we have, we feel very strongly that we're going to win because we have something that PD doesn't have, and that's each other.
In these southwestern communities, the workers' spouses and children have continued to stand by, always willing to sacrifice so that the workers can continue to fight for their jobs. And with the solidarity of the unions and the family, the workers' battle against Phelps Dodge has expanded and moved from the picket lines to New York City's financial district, Wall Street. The workers and their unions, led by the United Steelworkers of America, are taking the message of Phelps Dodge's mismanagement and mistreatment of its workers to shareholders, investors, and bank creditors everywhere. The unions want to make Phelps Dodge understand that working with its copper miners is more profitable than working against them.
We're taking that message to Wall Street. We're taking that message to the unions that invest in the banks here that in turn support this corporation. We and all of the unions involved, not just steelworkers, there are 13 unions involved, many of whom will be represented here in this rally, have fought them every inch of the way with every legal and other stratagem we could put together.
Let's give a chant that they can hear out in Arizona. Hey, hey, ho, ho, George Monroe has got to go.
By taking the fight against Phelps Dodge nationwide, the striking workers have gained an important ally, union workers from around the country.
I don't care where there's strikes. The steel workers are there to support the strikers.
Union solidarity means that union members across the country, regardless of what situation they're in locally, have to support each other, and that's essential that they know that we're here to support them.
Support comes in many forms, including cash donations and food to sustain the union workers and their families. And help continues to flow from people who believe that workers have a right to belong to unions. Unions that guarantee social and economic justice for workers in a greedy corporate world. There is much at stake in this particular labor management dispute. Workers and their families remain in limbo in towns like El Paso, Texas, Morenci, Ajo, Douglas, and Bisbee, Arizona, unsure about what their futures will bring. If Phelps Dodge is able to break the unions and leave hundreds without jobs, what's to keep other greedy corporations from attempting to do the same?
If it breaks here, it's going to be all over the country. It's going to spread just like cancer. It's going to just... What people fought for many years in steel companies or whatever it is, and labor, police department, teachers, it's going to go down the drain, dude. I'll pay you what you want, that's it. Take it or leave it.
The hope and determination of the union workers lives on because they are fighting for the right to keep their jobs.
We don't feel we've lost, not by, PDs always come out and say, well, strike's over, especially every time we suffer a setback either in the courts or labor relations or the decertifications, it's all over. But it's not. That's why we're here, because it's not over. We're going to be around for a long time.
You can help the union workers and their families win the battle against Phelps Dodge by sending your contributions to the Copper Relief Fund in care of the Southern Arizona Central Labor Council, 606 South Plummer in Tucson, Arizona. Your contributions will help the copper strikers and their families as this struggle continues.
The night comes down upon the valley. The hard times fall on everyone. But we will rise just like the morning, and we will shine just like the sun. This is our home and we're not leaving. These are our jobs and we won't go. We stand together for our unions. This is our work, this is our home.